This is a brief, concise, captivating, absolutely engaging, riveting piece of work that describes what happens with the Dance of Freedom, where it's come from, and what the history is all about. So it all started when I'd just come back from Barcelona, Spain, and what I'd experienced in Spain is that we are capable of so much more than what our world expects upon us and what our stereotype is enforcing upon us. And I was tired of seeing this restriction when I was like, guys, deep down, we've all got this potential. We've all got this potential to be expressing ourselves more truly, fully, and authentically in the daily experience. And when it happens, it's freaking amazing. So instead of getting angry about that, I decided to create a piece that made it possible for anybody to step out of their confined and into a new, infinite place. So I dressed in a business suit, invited a few friends to meet at the Forest Place fountains. I rolled out a big sound system and approached the fountains where the kids normally play, and then decided to just cut loose, quite literally, in this fountain, just tearing it up, smashing down the jets of water, expressing myself fully and completely. And then I invited the members of the public to come and join in because I wanted to demonstrate that freedom is a state of mind and that we don't need to be confined by our stereotypes, and we have so much potential. And we don't need to be afraid of sharing that with the world. So I brought members of the public in. Some guy stacked it on entry. Thankfully, I found out he didn't hurt himself. But anyway, it was this glorious moment of freedom in the public space where people were dancing in the fountain in their business clothing. But after that event, I did some thought, and I realized that it was cool, it was expressive, it was powerful, it was wow, but where is my focus with all of this? And what I realized was I actually made it quite difficult for business people to join in on the dance. So of course it's difficult to dance in a fountain, especially if you didn't expect it. I was like, okay, how can we do this again? Same message, similar principle, but how can we make it more accessible to the members of the public? So I came back about a month later with a crew of about 60 people, and we entered Morris Street Mall, and we had the sound system again, and we were all in the business suits again, and we flash mobbed the space with a invitation to simply dance in that area, in that public space. And we played a few games, and the energy of that was just huge, and we did get members of the public participating, which was truly beautiful. And that was really what it's all about, is about opening the gateway for people to walk through into their own infinite potential. Because it's these experiences that stay within our hearts for the rest of our lives, and they can energize our whole existence. So that went really well. And then some festivals actually got involved. They called me up and they're like, we love your work with the Dance of Freedom. Can you bring it into the festival? And I was like, hell yeah. So we brought it into Beaufort Street Festival, where we had about 150 people inside of a tent with a huge sound system, and we played games of connection with one another, and we set each other free, and we created an ambience in a space of complete acceptance, and we dropped the judgment, and we pretty much let our souls soar through the air. And what happened there is we created a culture. We actually redefined the culture of the festival. And it perpetuated itself, because once you establish this new culture of freedom and acceptance, it perpetuates itself, because we're very social beings, I find, and we definitely pick up on the signals. We judge a space by like the feeling in the air. So if we can rewrite the feeling in the air, then we can truly change the ambience of Perth. So that got recorded. That was a lot of fun. Then we got invited to another festival, which was Light Up Leaderville Carnival, which was a month after that. And this was even bigger. This was with 1,000 people. From on top of a double-decker bus, we played these games of human connection and this ecstatic dance style of movement, which wasn't just predictable, like dance moves, do whatever. It was like an encouragement to engage with one another and to dance, but fully dance with all of our body, and to drop any of that fear that, oh no, I might get judged for this dance move. It's just like, nah, it's all cool. Let's just let it out. And that was the 4 Dance of Freedoms that we've completed so far, and it's all been leading up to this Dance of Freedom number 5. And I'm really calling upon all of you guys, if you've ever been to a Dance of Freedom before, this is the one to come down to. This is the one to combine all of that knowledge that you've learned, that we've shared together about freedom and expression in the public space, and just bringing it in to this amazing dance set that DJ Loki has put together for us. So that's the brief history of the Dance of Freedom. It's all happening again this Friday, and there's going to be a bigger sound system. There's going to be a few more surprises that I haven't told you about yet, but I'm working on them. And let's make it massive. But again, we're going to need you guys to get involved, get excited, post stuff up on your page, invite your friends and send them a personal message, invite them down to the dance. Because this isn't just about dance, this is about freedom of expression for the whole city of Perth and the rest of the world. Let's make it happen. Yeah!